Hi friends, Assalamu alaikum. It's Amanda Saab and I'm so excited to share my almond crusted chicken recipe with you today. I developed this recipe after I moved to Seattle from Dearborn and I missed this dish from one of my favorite restaurants, LA Bistro. And since it's been one of the most popular recipes on amandasplate.com, so I hope you'll give it a try. We're gonna start with some chicken breast. And the easiest way to ensure that you get a nice, crisp, cooked through chicken is to fillet your breast in half. So we're going to do about a 1/4 inch thickness. And with these breasts, it's about 3 slices through. So just gonna go through and there we have it. I absolutely love this recipe because it can be served over pasta, it can be served over rice, it can be served with your favorite vegetables. I usually go for broccoli or asparagus, nice hearty green, just because it's so rich with the cream sauce. I'm so excited that Islamic Relief gave us this opportunity to create this recipe, focusing on their efforts in Somalia. If you didn't know, Somalia is devastated with some of the world's global warming crisis, flash floods, and drought. And Islamic Relief's efforts there have serviced over 400,000 people. So for our chicken, we're gonna have our breading station. We have all-purpose flour that I've seasoned with paprika, parsley, garlic powder, and salt. Then we're gonna have our wet station, which is 2 eggs. And then we're gonna have our breadcrumbs, which includes our slivered almonds, and that's where the name of this chicken dish gets, well, that's where this dish gets its name, almond chicken. And it's always best that when you're breading that you have one hand that goes into wet and one hand that goes into dry so that your fingers don't get crusted too. So I'll use my left hand for the dry stations and then my right hand to put it into the egg wash. And this method of breading ensures that you get a really nice crisp exterior on your chicken while the inside is still very moist and delicious. And you know, if you've ever overcooked chicken breast, it can dry out fairly quickly. I'm gonna heat my oil just so that we have that ready for us. And you want a medium heat, not medium high. You don't want the exterior to burn before the inside is cooked. A medium heat is really perfect for this. So like I said, start with your dry. And this is a dredge. So when it goes into the flour, it's in the dredge. I'm gonna pop it in to our wet, switching hands. Oh, nice. And then back into our breadcrumbs with our almonds. I'm gonna set that off to the side and continue and repeat. And you really don't need like large containers. If you don't have them, small bowls work perfectly fine. Just make sure all sides of your chicken are completely coated. Spread the love, distribute the love all over. If you're interested in learning more about Islamic Relief's efforts in Somalia, you can head to IRUSA.org to learn more. All right, so if you want to test your oil to ensure that it's at temperature, you can drop a little bit of your flour in there. See that little bubble all around? It means it's ready. And whenever you're frying, you want to place away from you. I'm going to show you what I mean. So away. We're not going to overcrowd our pan, so I can probably fit 3 pieces in here. And then we'll do the last 3. I'm going to place away. And that's how you ensure you don't get that oil splatter. And that'll go for a few minutes. And our chicken is really nice and thin, so it'll cook fairly quickly. I'm gonna turn it down just a bit. And in the meantime, we'll start on our sauce. In our back burner, we're gonna work on our sun-dried tomato cream sauce. So we're gonna start with some butter. And we're gonna do about 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're gonna melt that down to make a roux. So a roux is equal parts flour and butter. And a really important part of making your roux for your cream sauce to thicken is to ensure that the flour is cooked through. So we'll let that come together. We'll season it up, add our sun-dried tomatoes and our cream, and we're gonna have a delicious sauce. And our chicken is starting to boil up. You can kind of see around the sides that it's getting darker, and that's an indication that your chicken is almost done. The sides will really tell you when it's ready. And with this cream sauce, you can really use it for any dish you'd like. I use this recipe for pastas. I use it with seafood. It's really a great base to start a lot of different recipes. So it's definitely one you want to keep in your repertoire. And you can really start to see the color changing around. It's smelling amazing. All indicators that we're on the right track here. So as we did with our previous recipes, we're gonna add our spices to our base of our sauce now so that they really have time to become fragrant and bloom. So I have a blend of paprika, cumin, parsley, salt, garlic powder. We're gonna combine that with our roux and let that just hang out for a few minutes. And this dish really comes together so quickly, especially when you have your mise en place and everything set. It's literally, like, can you take a little peek? Getting that perfect golden brown. Oh my gosh. This is definitely a dish you want to make and serve, because once it's fried and if it sits, it's going to get soggy. You really want it to be nice and crisp. So make this right before thawed or before dinner, and you'll be able to enjoy it in its full glory. I'm gonna show you what our roux looks like. It's like nice and dark and brown. There are no more white spots from our flour. So now we can add in our heavy cream. Pour in your heavy cream, continue stirring. And that roux is gonna ensure that this heavy cream gets really nice and thick. So it's a nice, creamy, thick sauce that's gonna go on top of our chicken. This is really rich, and why I would serve it with like broccoli or asparagus. Maybe some sugar snap peas would be delicious too. We're also gonna add in our sun-dried tomatoes, packed with flavor, so yummy. And you just let that simmer, and it's gonna thicken up. And our chicken is looking fantastic. Take a little peek, and it is done. Look at that. I'm gonna plate it up. Whew. That would have been bad. Oh my goodness. So to serve, we're gonna pour our delicious sun-dried tomato cream sauce over top our chicken. It's so rich and creamy and delicious. So I say you need a green vegetable. And of course, we're gonna give it a taste. We're gonna plate. My favorite part of all cooking videos, of course. We'll go for the smallest piece here on the edge. Again, this recipe can be labor intensive, but if you plan it out right, bread your chicken ahead of time, you'll have a beautiful, delicious iftar in no time. All right, you hear that crisp chicken skin? It's perfectly cooked. Bismillah. Oh my God. The tomatoes are so sweet. You get some tartness from them as well. It balances out the creaminess of the sauce. The chicken is just so crisp. I love getting the crunchiness of the almonds. This is fantastic. Oh my God. Thank you all so much for joining me, Amanda Saab, and Islamic Relief on this Ramadan cooking adventure. I hope you'll give my recipes a try. For more information, you can visit amandasplate.com. To help Islamic Relief do the incredible work that they do all around the world, visit irusa.org.